Howdy folks, Sir Travis Truman here, and I'm going to talk to you today about death and legitimate life after death scenarios. Now, there actually is a legitimate life after death scenario, which I will be proving absolutely today in this video. Now, before I do that though, we need to discuss what death is and the causes of death, and then move on from that to the legitimate life after death scenario. So folks, all human beings' bodies are made up of cells, including the brain. Okay, now what happens is that just like any machine, a biological machine, which is what the human body is, eventually gets wear and tear, and it breaks down. It basically it loses the integrity of the structure of its cells. So one thing that causes death usually, if you just think of the human brain as a piece of meat, like a beefsteak. Now, for example, heart failure, which is a very common cause of death, and one of the signs of death, will prevent blood flow, okay, from going through the brain. And blood flow is absolutely essential to the function of the human brain, or any other brain for that matter. And of course, there are many other ways of which blood flow to the brain can cease. Okay, so think of it as your beefsteak, your piece of meat, being just stuck out in the weather on a warm day. Basically, what happens is your brain loses all of its integrity in the cells from the lack of blood supplying nutrients to it, and it rots. Basically, just as that piece of meat slowly rots away, your brain and the rest of your body rots like a piece of meat. And of course, the destruction of the brain equals your death. Okay? Now death, folks, okay, causes existence and experience. Okay, it causes you to experience nothing for the absolute all eternity. The consequences of death are exactly the same as if you were never born, and there is absolutely nothing. Okay, it's just like before you were born. It's like you were never born, and nothing that happens during your lifetime can change this simple truth. So folks, knowing this information and facing up to it, okay, reveals the one true and only life after death scenario. And here it is, folks. I, Travis Truman, have lived on after the death of other human beings. For example, last week an old man in my street died of old age. Right? But I live on. So as you can see, folks, I've got my life after death. But however, folks, there is no afterlife scenarios. When you die, you cease to exist for all eternity and experience nothing, and nothing you do in this life can change or alter that fact. Nothing can help you as if you were never born. And there are no afterlife or life after death scenarios that are legitimate or real that can prevent this fate in your own self. This has been Travis Truman with Series 2 of Truth TV. Thank you for watching. And of course, folks, unless you die, perhaps I'll see you next time on Truth TV.